Hello and welcome to Live Code Happy Hour on this fabulous October 23rd, 2020. I'm your host, Andrew Barnes, and here with the usual suspects today. Let's start with the intros with Brad.
Hello, everybody. My name is Brad Tilton, and I'm a developer advocate with the developer program here at ServiceNow. I have been doing ServiceNow development work in some form or fashion for about 12 years and been an employee for the last 4.
Yay! And you, good sir Chuck.
Me? Oh, yes, I'm here. My name is Chuck Tomasi, Senior Developer Advocate at ServiceNow. Been here for about 10 and a half years and was a customer for a couple before that. Love doing custom applications, integrations, finding new and creative ways to use the platform, and sharing every little ounce of lesson with the community.
Awesome. Thanks, Chuck. And I'm Andrew Barnes, Developer Advocate here at ServiceNow. We got the whole avocado crew here. I've been on the platform for a little over 6 years, been at ServiceNow itself for 2 years, been at a couple of customers, an implementation partner, and specialize in building custom applications, integrations, and large-scale development deployment. Super excited to be here with y'all today. I restocked my beers.
Ooh.
So I'm excited to see what I've got in store today. What do you have, Brad?
Yeah, I also went to the store this morning and restocked. So I chose this Clown Shoes, a fistful of Unidragon. It is a barrel-aged stout because it's getting cool again.
That's not the first Clown Shoes you've had on the show, though.
It's not. I've not had this one before, but I've had probably at least one of the Clown Shoes.
Love the brewery name, Clown Shoes.
And their art is fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it is.
What do you have today, Chuck?
I have a classic German Warsteiner.
Ooh,
Dunkel.
I restocked one of the. I have one of those in my fridge right now.
Nice.
My wife went out and got me some.
I have Great Lakes.
Yep.
Brewing Co. Burning River, because that's how I felt today. I looked through the selection and I was like, Burning River feels about right.
I didn't know you could get Great Lakes Brewing down in your area. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So, a couple of announcements. CreatorCon started this week, October 20th. We released some new on-demand content. So you can go to the CreatorCon site, sign up, and get those workshops and breakouts on demand right now. And I suggest that you do so, especially the workshops and breakouts, if you want to talk to the folks that created that and are also interested in it. Next week, we've got something special for you. The live event will be on the 27th. And you can come as part of that event. At the end, we're going to have some breakout rooms where we're going to socialize and chat, and you can, come and talk to Brad and I about Hacktoberfest, for example. So you can go and talk to the people that are engaged in creating the content and ask them specific questions you had about it. So it behooves you to work on the workshop first, and then you can come and expand your knowledge and ask some of those edge questions that you would normally ask at the in-person event of, the people around you or the gurus in the lab. So that's coming up next week. Chuck has been putting out just a stream of podcasts, just all the time. Chuck, was there one this week too?
No, there was not one this week on the 21st, but we will have one on the 28th with Yaron Gez about process automation designer and playbook.
Ooh.
So look for that coming out in a few days. And we are also lining up a whole bunch of new topics. I mean, I've got content till the end of the year and then some. We're still putting stuff into the pipeline. So if you've got ideas, a product manager you want to talk to, a customer that has an interesting story, run them by me. I'm open to ideas at this point. Won't make any promises, but we've got that. So Breakpoint is the podcast. I had a little punch card here with the name on it, but I'm not going to dig it out real soon. Go to bit.ly/sn-break-point. You will get the complete listing, an online player. You can go to whatever your favorite podcast directories are and find it there.
Nice.
We also have begun production on the upcoming integration series. So look for the first set of videos to that coming up in the next few weeks. I am going to be doing some offline downtime production on those. I know there's been a lot of requests on, can you do videos on integrations? JavaScript was very successful. We're going to go right into integrations, whether it's import sets or web credentials, all that stuff. And I've got lots of great resources to reference as well. So in case we don't hit something, we'll always have something to refer to. That
Awesome.
I think is it for now. Greater Con.
Brad, you want to tell us a little bit about Hacktoberfest, or you want me to do that?
Yeah. So Hacktoberfest, we are, what's today? The 23rd. We're maybe 3/4 of the way through. And had some good participation so far. So Hacktoberfest, if you don't know about it, it is, we've written about it on the developer blog. You can go there and get more details. But basically, it is in place to encourage contributing to open source Git repos. And so we have a couple of kind of seeded repos out there around Now Experience components and Integration Hub spokes. If you want to get involved, you get a free t-shirt if you go in and make 4 pull requests that are 4 valid pull requests. And if you're not sure what that is, check out the blog. We have quite a bit of information now on how to get involved with all of that. There's a Hacktoberfest channel on SN Devs and lots of different ways to find more info and get involved.
Nice. Thanks, Brad. So today we are going to be revisiting our meetup app. I've got some new requirements for it, and Brad's going to help us implement them today. So we need to add for our global developer meetups, which have all been virtual at this point, during the year, which Brad and Chuck and I try and jump into those as much as we can. I know you went to a Texas one last week, Brad, and I think you went to one.
I'm having trouble hearing you
this week, Chuck. I'm sorry, I'm having trouble hearing you too. And they're fantastic. And we have an app in ServiceNow that helps us manage those. And I need to start documenting who the organizer for that particular event is, and the presenters, so that we can start giving them points for Now creators for badges over there. And so we need the data in our app. And so that's what we're going to be working on today. And Brad's going to take us away with the screen share and go.
Now, Andrew, is that just for the organizers, or is that for the attendees as well?
Right now, it's just for the attendees to get badges for that.
All right.
But the portal's only for the organizers.
Gotcha.
To log in and mark people. Yeah. All right. Well, I'm going to share my screen here. Right.
What's our problem statement, Brad?
So our problem statement is we need those data points we need the data structure and then a place to input that data, probably through our portal.
Because we've already got the attendees coming in, the people who registered for meetup.com. We've got the check-in page for the organizers to go, yep, Chuck was here, Brad never showed up, that kind of thing.
Yep.
You're looking to say, plus points, as it were,
basically,
for that attendee.
And one of the ways that we thought to do it, which is not necessarily a requirement, because how we do it is up to Brad, but is adding it here on the check-in page.
Yeah, so this seems like the easiest and most obvious way to do this is just to add it to this page, because we already have a list of all the people that are RSVP'd for the event. I did set up a little live coding happy hour event for us, so we have some demo data to work with. And
what are you looking to add to the page?
so we want to know who the organizer is and who the presenters are.
Ah, okay.
So right now we're not capturing that in
No.
a systematic way. So we want to capture that. So we'll need to both capture that, and we need a place for it to go once it's captured. So we'll
Could
do
be
that the
more
other way
than
around.
one. I mean, the organizer could be the presenter.
Oh, that's true.
Yes.
So a simple select list wouldn't be prudent here.
Yeah. So this is a service portal. If anyone was questioning, so we are still in the era of, if you have to do a portal, it's a service portal.
That's true, sir.
So this, I was wondering what this tab was. All right, we have a random business rule. Abort child of shadow task. I didn't even know I clicked on that. So I think the first thing we need to do is take a look at our data model a little bit, and that'll let us know what, where we put this stuff. So we've got a meetup event. It holds a bunch of data about the event itself. It has a link to the group, which the group is basically, that group on meetup.com. And then it has some attendees. So I have filled in some attendees. We also do some reimbursements and things like that through the app here. So I believe on the attendee page is probably where we want to take this. And that clicked directly into the developer record. So how do we need to send this over to Now Creators, Andrew?
It's a consumption model, so we just need the data in the attendee table.
All right.
So they're going to reach in and grab it.
Okay. So I guess they'll use the name, because I don't think we have this trued up with users. But
you don't need to worry about that part. We just need it in this record.
Oh, it's nice when the requirements are easy.
I like it's great when your stakeholder is on the phone with you while you're doing the development.
It is unusual to have your stakeholder right there during live development.
But in this case, your stakeholder is going to heckle you as well. So I don't know if we're.
Yeah, I mean, it's up and down, right?
Yeah. All right. So let's open up Studio. And we've got a couple of apps that we're working with. And I believe the data model is defined in the Developer Meetup app. So we do have a number of tables here. Here's our attendees table. So we want to know, was the attendee the organizer, and or did they present something? Were they a presenter?
So what are your thoughts on the data model?
Do they get an attendee record for every meetup? They get a new attendee record?
There's a new attendee record for every meetup. And so this is up to you. You can put it on the event record, or you can put it on the attendee record. Attendee. I don't care where it is, as long as it's accessible.
Yeah, so I guess we could have a couple of list fields on the meetup record.
You could.
Or we could just put a couple of
basically have
checkboxes.
Checkboxes on the attendee record.
Checkboxes would limit you to how many roles you have, though. You've got presenter and organizer right now, but do you want to go back and add another checkbox if you have another role that comes up? Maybe, admin assistant, facilitator, notes taker. I don't know. There could be other roles that come up in the future. I'm up for a list field, and if it's going to be tied in with the portal, it seems like tying it to the attendee record would make more sense just from a data gathering simplification than putting it on the event record, which now you're going to have to go and say, well, they added this presenter, so go make sure they're in the list field on the event. I mean, it could be done. I mean, just
So you're thinking a list field on the attendee record that basically lists all of the attendees' roles for that event.
well,
Very
yeah,
much
it
like
it
the
would be a
types on
reference,
groups.
a reference to some type field.
Yeah.
So we would
that
need
table.
Just
a
like type
new-
on groups.
a new table, and then
Just
we'll
like type
reference
on
that
groups, yep.
table. All right.
That's one way. Yeah, you're free to solve this however you want, as long as it's accessible via the table API or scripted REST API endpoint.
Yeah. So if we hit the table, yeah, let's go. I like the list field with the table.
Okay,
on the attendee or on the
on
event?
attendee.
Okay.
Attendee.
That's
It
very
does seem
similar to
like
what
the
I did
most
with,
scalable.
yeah, and that seems like that's very similar to what I did when we do a Tech Now episode. We have a different presenter, we have a different person that does, each of the different parts. And yeah, it's a table with only like 5 records today, but who's to say we're not going to have more roles or more attendees, and the same person can do multiple things.
I think I'm going to call this an event role table.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't even give it a module. It doesn't deserve a module.
I didn't really want to give it a module, but I like it. So let's give it a name. And then we could, well, yeah, let's give it a name and make that the display field. We need any other info for right now?
That's
Active. True, false.
All right, that's.
I was gonna say no, but you convinced me. Active.
It should be on every
Active is on it.
standalone table you've got.
Yeah.
Any table that's
All the
referenced
things.
needs a
Especially
reference.
if it's in a scoped app, is even more important.
Ooh, so then you can use like the add active query.
Well, yeah, and then you can deactivate it without having to delete a record.
Exactly, which is very important on reference records.
All right.
Order?
There is my
You wanna
table.
Order them? Is that pertinent in any way? I don't know.
I don't think so.
I don't, not here.
All right, let's create a couple entries.
Yeah. Let's go.
Oh, we should
Organizer?
have default to true.
Yeah, that's all right. This is the only time we'll actually use this. Presenter.
I don't know. You're gonna have to migrate this stuff over to.
Go ahead and while you're in there, go ahead and give me a like prize winner.
I thought we might want something like that.
There's some weird edge
Winder.
cases that I'm gonna have to track eventually. And so that will help me with that.
All right, I am going to do this because
It's
since
too
I had to do it
simple.
3 times, it annoyed me.
It'll drive you nuts eventually. Since you're here, and it's all of 10 more seconds.
All right, so there's our table, and then we need.
This is a good question from the
Yes.
from the gallery, which is why didn't we make this a choice option? And
Because you could be multiple. You could be the organizer and a presenter, and we may want to, you may get points for both.
so you can point a list at unless I'm just crazy recalling, you can create a choice option and then create a list to point at that choice field.
Yes.
Which
So part of
is handy
my
if you're operating under table limitations.
part of my thinking on this is eventually we may use this to do like dev MVP calculations for scoring, dev MVPs for a year. And I might want like points also on the table or some sort of metadata on that table to use later
and the
on.
other thing I was thinking is
points per role.
we might use it. We might use this role on a couple of other tables, and then we'll need another entry on that table to help scope it down. Oh, these are just the meetup roles, or this, So when you have just active and name, that could lend itself to a choice field.
Yes.
But as soon as you think that you're going to need to expand it to an actual table, then that's when you'll have wanted it to be a reference to a real table.
Did we want to put how many points you get per thing? I mean, it might be 1, 1, 1, 1.
Oh, we're not doing that here we aren't doing the pointing for this thing.
Okay.
Yeah,
Brad was talking about the MVP's pointage.
It may be something we want to do at some point. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Do we want a default? Default should be nothing. Do we
can have
say
our own
none?
points. We don't necessarily need to send those over to now creators.
We could just do like a billion.
A billion.
It's like, whose line is it anyway? The points don't matter anyway.
That's right. All right. So let's go back and look at, so this is definitely not on the record. So let's, where are we? I got lost.
Yep. And then we're going to add the new list here.
Yeah.
Nice.
So there it is.
Oh, yeah. You already did it. Apparently
I did that. Let's lay out.
I was enjoying my burning river.
Is it burning? Is it like a jalapeno beer?
No, I wish it was though.
Ooh, I love a good spicy
I'm thinking
beer.
about just going and getting a jalapeno and slicing it up and throwing it
to burn your burning river.
Oh, it's there.
Yes.
Yeah, it auto adds.
It added.
It's
All right.
The split.
Well, we looked at it. That's probably not where we want it. Let's look at it on a form. My nav stack's all messed up because let's look. Show form.
Show form. Whoop whoop. Event role. Look at it right there. Bam.
I don't really like it there. I want to hear. That looks better. So now all we have to do is populate this thing.
From the portal.
From the portal.
Okay.
So
best way to expose a list field on a widget.
Yeah.
I don't do list fields on widgets too often.
Yeah, I don't know that
we'll have to figure that
out.
I thought there was you could do a multi-select. I mean, it'd be kind of.
Yeah, I mean, you can just do we could just do like an ng select to make a multi-select, I believe.
I think there's a multi-select version of that. You're just going to have this little window in there somewhere.
Yeah, and then we could pull the
5 things you got to tap on.
Yeah. So this is our page. So I think we're going to want to edit this widget. And I did something. All right, so here's our widget.
That little loading thing reminded me to thank you to Eric in the SN Dev Slack channel for the help with that, changing the styles around that loading spinner when you first load up a page.
All right.
You caught me, Chuck. I got your message. You caught me. I noticed it as I said it. I was like, you got me.
I missed it.
Oh, Chuck's just reminded me of mistakes I've made in the past and will make again in the future.
We're all human.
Sorry, a bird just flew into my window.
Oh.
Next to me. All right.
Live coding happy hour, people. Live.
It was a loud thump. Yeah. So what we want to do is we want to add, we probably just start with a select box. We want to put it somewhere in here and then have it populate.
Looks like we've got a bit of a height thing going on.
We do have quite a lot of height.
You could put it above or below government official.
Yeah, this is an interesting page is where I'll leave it.
Interesting is a good word. This is where I usually call up a designer and go, help me fix this from being ugly.
So, sneak preview, we're going to be totally redesigning this early next year.
Yeah, maybe there will be some different technology to use.
There might. So we're not going to focus on the layout and design today. We're just going to get the buttons on there.
Yeah. So I think
I'm even going to have a designer do the design for us.
Sounds wonderful.
The nice thing about doing it with Now Experience is a lot of the design issues are taken off the table. It's like, here's what we recommend. A lot. Now you can still put goofy components in goofy places, but at least they all look
here. Sorry, this HTML makes me sad.
I hear you, man. I've been dealing with it. Hear you.
Just I was hoping we were going to have some like bootstrap columns here that we could then just add things to.
Oh, wouldn't that be nice?
Oh, are we using Flexbox? I thought I saw Flex somewhere. Oh, this may
CSS somewhere.
This may be okay. Let's try adding. So let's try adding a thing here. So we have the government official box. I'm probably off the page at this point. No, you can see that. So is this even?
There you go.
Nice. Wasn't even auto formatted. That's disappointing.
So let's copy and see where we end up.
All right.
I don't want to.
Do you need me to be looking up, other type of inputs, like list? Or are you good? You good?
I think we'll be all right.
All right.
Oh, you mean like the NG?
I can just stand here and heckle then. I'm prepared to do that.
I'm fine with that.
Yes. So we did do some auto spacing here. So
nice.
That'll be all right. All right. Yeah, I think we want to use an NG select. Because I think we can do multi-select, right?
It's Shift Tab is the
how you do the alignment. Yeah, select
format code.
Select the whole thing.
It's fantastic.
Yeah, I usually do just like select all, which
Control or Command A, and then Shift Tab.
Shift Tab.
It's the bee's knees.
Yeah,
it's better than JSON Beautify.
That it is.
Oh, so where are we? AngularJS, NG selected. That's not what we want. I think we want NG select.
I would think so.
Is it called something else?
NG voice? I don't know.
Oh, it's been a while for my Angular we can use select
Select
as.
as.
I don't know what that is.
I don't know what that is either.
JS,
I don't know that I believe you either.
multi-select. Let's see what we get.
It seems that kind of day.
I don't have a recent service portal project to go back and look at.
But it doesn't involve this.
Yeah, this is probably the wrong Angular anyway. Angular 1.
That just
Fine.
made me some kind of sad when you just said that. This is the wrong Angular anyway. I'm like, you're
Probably.
right. You're right, it is.
Because can't we use ng options? I think is what we want here.
I think you have to do a select with an ng model, and then it kind of does an ng repeat for you.
Yeah, and then we don't have to do the.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, you start building out the select and the /select block, and in your select tag, you drop in the ng model. I do remember this. I built a couple of these.
All right.
I
So
didn't do multi-select though, but it should just be.
What are these event roles?
Did you find the page, or you want me to send it to you?
I think I had it here.
All right, I'm slacking it anyway. No.
Event roles. So we'll just start from this.
Yeah, you're going to need to build the roles list. Oh, you're going to hard code them.
Well, I'm going to start by hard coding them, and then we'll get them dynamically.
Okay.
What was the other one? Organizer, presenter. There we go.
Wasn't an attendee one of them? And
I don't think. No. Well, there was a third one, but it was.
If they're there, they're an attendee. So
yeah.
Okay.
So let's say.
Well, if you check them in,
role.
Yes.
Okay.
This is not an input. It's a select.
We're probably going to want the values. Oh, we're going to probably want an array of objects, Brad, with the values on the display values.
Yeah, we probably will.
But for now, just use them.
So we want role in. This doesn't seem like it's going to work, but let's try it. That did not work.
Outstanding.
That's what I get for just doing it and hoping. So
repeat to like that.
I'm sure this is the part that is not working correctly.
Yeah. Take a look at that example page I flagged you. It's got a version with the ng repeat in it. So your select is going to have the ng model. Your option will be the part that does the ng repeat.
Oh, I didn't add an ng model, or my model is selected car.
Sure, why not?
Do we have any other models that we're using?
C.data.event roles is how you'd reference that.
Yes.
Actually, I see that you could possibly do that as just data dot something.
Yeah,
I still have more about the way you reference the data model in the HTML. So I've seen like 3 different ways to do it now. And I know there's subtleties.
Well, the model is the actual selected value of this one.
No. This is the model of what the list will be made up of.
I think the options is what goes in the list. The model is the.
Oh, you're right. It's the value. It's the value. What's going to be returned back?
So I think,
What was
I
selected?
mean, we could just call it event role.
Yeah.
Something in my brain tells it needs to be c.data. I have no idea.
I've
There's
never
something
failed with
back
that.
there. that tickling sensation that says,
Yeah.
that data.
So this is what you had sent me.
Yeah, go down further to the ng repeat section.
Yeah, so I know there's two ways to do this. You can do an ng repeat on the option, or
Yep.
you can use ng options to
And I
build
think
the
you're going to want the
option.
ng repeat on the option because you want to get the value and the display value out of there because they're different. One's going to be a sys-ID.
I think we can do both, right? So if we go ng options,
Oh, maybe.
so this is where you can tell it.
Track by option ID. Oh, interesting. Okay.
Let's go back and make that an array of objects.
Just give it some weird values like
So we need to
sys-ID 1, sys-ID 2, sys-ID not sys-ID.
Isn't there?
That looks more correct.
You want a value in there? A name and a value? Otherwise, what's
Yeah, I guess we're going to need to send it a sys-ID unless we want to do a set display value.
Yeah, because then this thing just is, when it generates that list of options, it'll go say, hey, table, tell me the display value and the sys-ID of that record, and I'll keep an array of those for you. And then when somebody selects it, you're just sending back to the server.
That's what I want.
The sys-ID.
So
here,
Abdul
hook
says
this person up.
Selected ng options, option value as option label. For option in data posting types.
We could call it label.
All right.
I'm gonna have to look at that ng options. I might be able to clean up some code that I wrote. I get confused because you type ng-options, but they reference the parameter as ng options, all one thing. Camel case. Like, what?
All right. This is all temporary too. Nobody get too I know this is a sys-ID that lives in code. We are going to.
Let me put a comment on one of the 2016 Dave Slusher, Josh Nearius live coding happy hours and said, I learned a couple things from this video. One, don't hard code values in your code. Here we go, 4 years later. That just came in this morning too. I was laughing so hard.
It's an option. We relearn every day.
Well, you want to reduce the number of things you have to test. I usually go from the other side and build, a little script include function and test it and make sure I get my array of objects and then come back to Service Portal. Brad has a different approach, which is good.
Yeah, I'm trying to, so we're going to need to do.
Copy and paste, then modify it.
Yeah. I don't know what track by means.
I don't know.
I like our.
Let me see if I can find that in the other than that one.
So.
Boop, 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 boop. Wrong page.
For option.
I mean, if you want to copy and pasta, Abdul's got a little copy pasta for you.
Option.value as we don't have an option as option.label. Track by.
Yeah, that's the only mention of track on there. Option.name for option in data.available options. Track by option.
Let's see what happens.
You're gonna see what it does.
I'm guessing that's what determines the values. versus the labels. Ooh, okay.
So we're getting, they're lowercase, I think, when I hard coded them.
Yes. So we're getting the labels.
But we need a none as well, because we don't want.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? I set the NG model as one.
It applies to everybody.
Whoops.
It's been a little while for my service portal. So attendee is we're in an NG repeat right now. So we want to say something like attendee
event
dot I guess we can call it event role, but we will eventually send it over here.
Oh yeah, as attendee dot.
Yeah. So
the event role, it'll have a sysid value in it.
Yes.
Or maybe more than one.
Well,
let's if we're looking at this, does it have a sysid value here? Let's see. Yeah. All right. So this list actually got created correctly. So
that's pretty darn cool.
That works.
Okay.
We'll need a none. I'm not
All
sure
right.
add that in to be mandatory, but okay.
None, yeah.
I mean, we could just go
put an empty thing in there. Like name is select one.
Yeah.
Value is empty string or something.
Select role or something. Oh.
Or you could make that the default. Just say you're an attendee.
Yeah, I mean, we will want that to be the default. How do we set a default on a select? We just set that to the model, right? Because the model controls the value, and it will be that value, right? So it'll be empty by default. Let's test this hypothesis.
I believe you, Brad.
Yeah. Except we get a second one.
2 of them.
Why do we get a second one? Value is question mark. Oh, because it doesn't exist.
Got it.
Yeah, we probably need to when we. All right, so we can handle this when we create this object, I believe.
Okay.
And then don't we need to stick the multi or multiple in there to make it a multi-select?
Oh, I forgot about making it a multi-select.
I think we just need to stick in the word multiple in the select tag.
All right. Chuck says this is definitely going to work.
I've been doing that since
probably works the same way either way, but
to the left
because we're here. Oh yeah, that did work.
All right, nice.
Can you shift click? Yay.
Nice. Now you don't need a blank option.
I'm wondering how you do a multi-select on a tablet though, because it's a shift.
So I think we're done, right? This looks good.
We're done. We just have to save it somewhere.
Yeah. I hate the way this looks with everything that is.
Well, you can change the size too. There's a size equals whatever, and I think it defaults.
We can change the size.
We'll
we can
fix
hide
that.
The box.
Honestly, it probably doesn't need to multi-select.
It really
right
doesn't
away.
need to be multi-select. In
So
fact, pull it out for now.
I am going to pull it out for now.
And
version 1.
Be able to set it. Like actually write it.
It leaves us an enhancement for later.
Yeah, write it to the actual table, and then we'll call this good.
All right.
Let that be a
So-
lesson, developers. Don't do all the work at once.
Yeah. Leave yourself a little room.
Without a backlog, we don't have jobs.
So we're going to set some things and then click here to check in. So let's see. I think that calls this check-in code.
It does.
Um,
I actually remember that part.
and then, oh, you know what? Also clicking, remove check-in. Oh, okay, got it. All right.
Yeah, it's
So
check a
we
man,
just need to
uncheck a
add.
man.
So c.data, let's call it event role. Because that's what we called on the attendee record. Is going to be, I get real nervous when we're in Service Portal like this and I'm scrolling, because if I'm too aggressive, it's going to go back.
Yes.
Because I'm using a magic
it'll
mouse.
switch the page
Yes.
on
And
you.
it'll go back.
Trackpad does that all the time too.
So
That's
checking in, and then
That's
this
a lot
is
of parameters. Aren't we just passing an array or an object or something? Isn't it already available through c.data?
this is the way that it is working.
Yeah, and it's got
Okay.
a less than 3-month shelf life. So
Okay.
Yeah. All right, so we are passing that. I'm going to go ahead and save.
You pass that into c.checkin?
I did not pass that into c.checkin.
There's a
Good
couple of them
catch.
too.
Yeah. So this is attendee.event.
Yeah, this is where I would pass the role into the object, but you do what you want to do.
yeah, we don't disagree with you, Chuck.
Yeah. From an architectural perspective, I agree.
If I didn't already know that I'm terminating this thing relatively soon.
We have 12 minutes left. So
Well, yeah. Well, there's that, but there's also
Let's not
this whole
rearrange things.
page has got a shelf life of less than 3 months.
Good point.
And then we want to say, all right, so if we're passing in meetup ID, basically we have two spots where we are updating or inserting a new record here. We called that event role, right? Or was it roles?
That was
Roles? I don't know.
the table was rolled. The field was
Yeah.
What was the field?
Event role.
Okay.
Event roll. That's how we roll.
Yeah.
Rolling.
And that would be input dot. Doesn't tell me I have this available.
I think it's because you haven't used it yet.
Yeah, I don't think it's that smart, Brad. I think it's just giving you the ones that you have used in the server script already.
I've been looking. I've been doing too much in VS Code for. All right. Like that we have update attendee as the insert variable name too. I think at this point we could select one of us and maybe update them.
Okay.
All right. Who should be? You're going to be the organizer, Andrew.
I do like to organize
this
things.
thing. Click here. Oh,
nice.
My favorite.
Cross scope access. Bam, bam, bam.
Refuse
set
the
value.
Right operation. Refuse to meet up portal.
What? Why does
Yeah.
What's wrong with XS&C Dev Meet? Why doesn't it want to be friends with the portal application?
It doesn't seem to want to be friends in your instance.
Well, they're both in development. Let's look.
It should have, granted
No,
it since
that's
they're
not
both
even
in
right.
development.
Yeah, I wonder if it has something set on that table. So let's look at the table, developer meetup. And then we want that table. That's the attendees table. Oh, I think I was already here. This is where I want to be. Can read.
Can read.
Well,
that'll stop all of it.
How did that work before?
Well, I copied the widget into our portal scope, which I did too much pre-work apparently.
Got it.
So
now it'll work. Oh, you didn't need to do that.
Organizer.
Click.
There we go.
Now go check the record. Check the record. Oh, it didn't
Granted the
resend the
cross
role, though.
scope. Now we can go look at the attendee table.
It wasn't represented back on the form, so we still have a little visibility issue. Okay, meetup. Attendees. Roll.
Moment of truth.
Survey says no.
Did not work.
But it did update the record. So at least I was a little concerned that it didn't update
the record. It did update the record.
It updated the record.
Okay. So we just have a field mismatch of something somewhere.
Yeah.
Or we're not getting the value. So let's do a console.log from here and make sure that we have an input.event role.
Okie doke. Darn.
Yeah, that's fair.
Meetup portal.
Yay, now it's green. That is a lot of messages.
That's probably related to the same fact that why it's not represented on the screen. Something's amiss in our data model.
Oh, it represented it on the screen. It said, click here to remove check-in.
Well, yeah.
Not after he saved. There, it's gone. There's a clue that something's off.
Oh, the event role is gone.
The event role is gone.
Oh, and it's an object.
Oh.
So I think we needed to say value, maybe?
Yes. What did you pass back on check-in? Yeah, you passed back
so
object.
Event role, should we say value?
Yes.
Do we think?
And you probably want to save that as your set value too. It was .value.
Yes.
The select list is breaking it out for display purposes. We're passing an object from HTML to the client, to the server. Yep, good point.
Yeah, so.
There and there and there.
Let's see if that did it.
We probably still need to set data back to that so it displays properly.
Yeah, so it is clearing out. Well.
Oh, well, ow.
Let's see.
So still cleared it out.
Right.
But did we get?
Organizer, Chuck.
So it did work, sort of.
Get to work. Start organizing.
So the rest of it's just widget stuff. So we need to make sure that we set that row in the ng repeat. Why is it? Yeah, it's clearing out the value for some reason.
That's relatively good wrapping point.
Yeah, the other option, Brad, is rather than passing the object from HTML to client to server, pass the value from HTML to server.
Yeah, that's definitely the way to go. I hadn't realized that.
But we still need to. No, it would work because that's the value that it will display. Because it's going to match the select on the value. Oh, but Andrew's already been checked in.
Yeah. So we had a question, why can't we write add info message alert instead of console? The answer is I just like logging to the console, which in Service Portal you can do from the server side.
Yes, so that's the only place you can use console log.
Yeah, which is, if I forget to take it out, it's not going to make any, it's not going to be terrible. Like if I forget to take out an info message. Yeah, so I guess we'll call that sort of done for today.
I feel like that's sort of done. You wrote the thing into a record, which is pretty close. We do need to finish it up, but we're,
it doesn't look great.
Think we can call that victory.
This needs to be dynamic, but
yeah.
All right, I am going to stop sharing.
Well, that was fun, Brad. You're refreshing the non-existent service portal I've got, and your service portal and Chuck's service portal, and thankfully the audience's service portal.
Yes,
saw us through. I'm excited to redo these pages, though. I am excited to redo these because that's going to be actually pretty nice. So I really I think we got close to where we need to be for now. The little bit of cleanup, so maybe another hour, and then we'll be like deliverable. We're pretty good. So that was good. Anything else we need to bring up before we rate our beverages?
I'll plug CreatorCon again and say that the three of us are pretty prominently in the day's activities, as well as some dev
so
MVPs.
If you don't enjoy this, don't come to CreatorCon.
Well, we're doing another one of these at CreatorCon. So
that, sir, is why you're not in marketing.
But we have some dev MVPs. Mark and Andrew have been in the chat, and they have a flow designer session. We've got a script debugger session with a couple of dev MVPs. And then we also have a VS Code session with the dev lead and product manager for VS Code. So lots of different things we're hitting on that CreatorCon.
And if you've got no code friends in your organization, invite them along. We've got a builder track as well. We've got customer coming in telling you how they built their citizen developer program. We've got I'm trying to remember what else is on the builder agenda. I've only seen it 1,000 times.
Then one of the new workshops is process automation designer, which is no coding's required for that workshop, which is
right.
pretty nice.
And I've got a live session of building out an app in just a few minutes. So play along with that as well. So look forward to seeing you there.
So you can absolutely share that that builder track with your less experienced developer coworkers and friends.
New developers, admins, citizen developers,
absolutely.
Ton of people.
So we will have dueling streams at that point. Chuck will be doing his live builder session, while Brad and I will be doing our live more pro developer session, and we'll love to have all of y'all come and chat with us. during that. So
Oh, speaking of builders, did you mention the new page?
I didn't.
Ooh,
Oh
You want to
man,
do a quick screenshot of that?
share it.
I am not in a position to share. Brad, you're gonna
Mm.
have to.
I can do it.
This is worthy notation, people. We've crossed a new milestone in history. We've got a specific landing page for the no-code citizen developer builder persona on developer.servicenow.com.
Is it citizen developer?
The short link isn't there for you yet, so you're
Not
just
yet.
gonna have to go to the main page.
Go to the main page, and if you're not logged in, it's easy to get there.
And so that build your first app in minutes is the
there.
link you want to hit.
Blue section.
Ah, there it is. I missed the dev dat too.
We've got links to the no-code apps for dummies. We've got links to the Builder Series videos. We've
Yep.
got
Some
lots of
example
cool stuff.
store apps.
Oh.
Don't
Who's that
listen to
guy?
that guy.
Builder.
He's an idiot.
So this is a great.
Hey, there's me, real small.
There you are.
Great place to send your builder buddies that will also have a place at CreatorCon. So ServiceNow as an ecosystem is expanding into that area. We've seen it some with Flow Designer and the other builder tools that we've been adding to lower the bar for entry for doing development on our platform. This is just another one of those places, and there'll be even more stuff coming in the future. So come join us next week and bring your friends. October 27th, CreatorCon. It'll be a lot of fun. So let's rate our beverages, starting with the Brad.
There we go.
Oh, you have a. I don't think I have a physical copy.
I picked this up at one of the conferences when we used to go to conferences. I like this one because it's the first print, and it's got inside the inside cover. It says Intel expands. Like, what are they mentioning Intel inside our book for? I never saw that.
All
and
right.
never approved it.
So I have the Clown Shoes Fistful of Unidragon. It was good. I would give it a 4.
4
Give
solid.
it a 4.25.
Ooh,
I was
4.25.
deciding between 4.25 and 4.5. It's
wow.
good, but it's lacking a little something.
Oh, okay.
4.25 is pretty good. Chuck, how was your beverage today?
The Warsteiner Dunkel. I'm giving it a solid 4.25 as well. Went down easy. I could probably go get another one before singing karaoke tonight.
This Burning River is, it's a fine pale ale. It's a 3.75. It's a fine beverage.
I was going to ask you, what style is it? And pale ale it is. Okay.
It is. So again, thank you everybody for joining us. If you're catching this later, but still before October 27th, come join in CreatorCon. If you're joining after that, you can still catch all of the content on demand. You'll miss out on the interactive chat, but you can still catch the stuff on demand, which is still be useful content. I like watching things on 2x speed. I love living that 2x speed life. And we'll see you next week at that early special time on the 27th. Have a great weekend, everybody. Bye-bye.
Take care.